What's up, everybody? It's your boy, your name, here with a really cool project that I think you're gonna dig. We're talking about hydroponics, growing plants without soil. I know it sounds crazy, right? But trust me, it's the future of gardening. We're going to dive deep into how to build your own hydroponic system from scratch, and I promise it's way easier than you think. Alright, so first things first, what exactly is hydroponics? Basically, it's like giving your plants a direct line to all the good stuff they need to grow, no dirt required. Instead of soil, you're using a water-based solution that's packed with nutrients. Think of it like this. Plants in soil have to work hard, spreading their roots out far and wide to find the nutrients they need. But with hydroponics, it's like a 24/7 all-you-can-eat buffet delivered right to their roots. Now you might be thinking, Mark, why would I want to grow plants without soil? Well, let me tell you, there are a ton of benefits. First off, hydroponic plants grow like crazy. We're talking 30 to 50% faster than traditional gardening. And because the plants are getting everything they need, you usually end up with bigger yields too. Plus, it's way more water efficient. Hydroponics uses up to 90% less water than traditional farming. That's huge, especially with how precious water is these days. But here's the best part, especially if you're living in an apartment or don't have a ton of space, hydroponics is perfect for small spaces. You can set up a system in your living room, your kitchen, even your closet if you want to, and say goodbye to those pesky weeds. Since there's no soil, there are no weeds to pull. Plus, you're way less likely to run into soil-borne diseases and pests. It's like the ultimate gardening hack. And you know me, I love a good science fact. Did you know that NASA has been using hydroponics to grow food in space? That's right. Astronauts are munching on fresh veggies grown without soil as we speak. How cool is that? Okay, so you're ready to jump into the world of hydroponics? Awesome. Now, choosing the right system is key. There are a bunch of different types out there, but don't worry, I'm going to break down the best ones for beginners. First up, we've got the Kratky method. This one is about as simple and cheap as it gets, which is why it's so popular. No electricity, no pumps, just pure hydroponic goodness. You basically just suspend your plants in a container filled with nutrient solution, and the roots grow down into the water. It's perfect for leafy greens like lettuce and herbs like basil. Next, we've got deep water culture, or DWC for short. This one's super easy and low maintenance too. With DWC, your plants hang out on a platform that floats directly on top of the nutrient solution. An air pump provides oxygen to the roots, keeping them happy and healthy. DWC is a great all-around system, but it works especially well for herbs, strawberries, and even tomatoes. And then there's the nutrient film technique, or NFT. This one's perfect if you're really tight on space. With NFT, a thin film of nutrient solution constantly flows over the roots of your plants. It's super efficient and works great for leafy greens and fast-growing herbs. Now, if you're just starting out, I'd recommend going with either the Kratky method or DWC. They're both super beginner-friendly and won't break the bank. Plus, once you get the hang of those, you can always experiment with more advanced systems later on. Alright, let's get our hands dirty, or should I say wet. Setting up your own hydroponic system at home is way easier than you might think. First things first, you're going to need a few supplies. Don't worry, I've got you covered. You'll need a container or reservoir to hold your nutrient solution. This could be anything from a plastic tote to a 5-gallon bucket. You'll also need some net pots or containers to hold your plants. These are specially designed to allow the roots to grow through while keeping the plant itself stable. Next up, you'll need some hydroponic nutrients. This is the special sauce that will give your plants all the food they need to thrive. You can find hydroponic nutrients online or at most garden centers, and depending on the system you choose, you might need an air pump for DWC or a water pump for NFT. Now, if you're growing indoors, you'll definitely need some LED grow lights. Trust me, these are worth their weight in gold. They mimic natural sunlight, giving your plants the energy they need to photosynthesize and grow big and strong. Okay, now for the fun part, setting up your system. First, fill your reservoir with clean water. Then, add your hydroponic nutrients according to the instructions on the package. You'll want to use a pH meter to make sure the pH of your nutrient solution is just right. Between 5.5 and 6.5 is ideal. Next, gently place your plants in their net pots, making sure the roots are submerged in the nutrient solution. If you're using a growing medium like rock wool or clay pebbles, make sure to soak it in water first to remove any dust or debris. Now, set up your air pump or water circulation system according to the instructions that came with it. And finally, place your system in a spot that gets plenty of natural light, or set up your LED grow lights. And that's it. You've officially built your very own hydroponic system. Now here's where things get a little sciencey, but don't worry, I'll keep it simple. Unlike soil, which naturally contains a bunch of nutrients, hydroponics requires you to be a bit more hands-on with your nutrient management. But don't let that scare you off. It's really not that complicated once you get the hang of it. The main thing to remember is that plants need a balanced diet of essential nutrients to grow their best. These nutrients are usually listed on hydroponic nutrient solutions as NPK, which stands for nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Nitrogen is like the building block of plant growth. It helps your plants grow big, lush leaves. Phosphorus is essential for strong root development, which is super important in a hydroponic system, and potassium helps with flower and fruit production. Now the pH level of your nutrient solution is also crucial. Think of pH as a measure of how acidic or alkaline something is. Plants are a bit picky, and they prefer their nutrient solution to be slightly acidic, with a pH between 5.5 and 6.5. If the pH is too high or too low, it can prevent the plants from absorbing the nutrients they need, even if they're present in the solution. This is called nutrient lockout, and it can really mess with your plant's growth. That's why it's important to invest in a pH meter and check the pH of your nutrient solution regularly, especially when you first set up your system and whenever you add more nutrients. Chapter 5. Common mistakes to avoid in home hydroponics. Even with the best intentions, even the most experienced hydroponic gardeners can run into a few hiccups along the way. So, to help you avoid some common pitfalls, I've put together a list of things to watch out for. One of the biggest mistakes people make is overcrowding their plants. I know it's tempting to cram as many plants as possible into your system, especially if you're working with limited space. But trust me, giving your plants room to breathe is crucial. When plants are too close together, it reduces airflow, which can create a breeding ground for diseases. Plus, it makes it harder for all of the plants to get enough light and nutrients. Another common mistake is forgetting to check the pH levels of your nutrient solution. I know I sound like a broken record here, but pH is super important. Even small fluctuations in pH can lead to nutrient lockout, which can stunt your plant's growth and even kill them if left unchecked. Speaking of checking things, don't forget about the water temperature. Just like us, plants have an ideal temperature range that they prefer. For most plants, the sweet spot is between 65 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. If the water gets too cold, it can slow down growth and even damage the roots. And finally, if you're growing indoors, make sure you're using the right grow lights. Plants need a full spectrum of light to thrive, and regular household light bulbs just won't cut it. Invest in some high-quality LED grow lights. Your plants will thank you for it. Chapter 6. Best plants for home hydroponic farming. Now, for the fun part, choosing what to grow. Not all plants thrive in a hydroponic system. Some plants are naturally better suited for this type of growing environment than others. If you're just starting out, I'd recommend sticking with some easy-to-grow crops like leafy greens and herbs. These plants are generally less fussy and more forgiving, making them perfect for hydroponic beginners. Lettuce is a great option because it grows quickly and doesn't require a ton of maintenance. Plus, there are so many different varieties to choose from. Kale and spinach are also excellent choices, and they're packed with nutrients. Herbs are another fantastic option for hydroponics. Basil, mint, and cilantro are all super easy to grow, and they'll add a burst of fresh flavor to your cooking. Once you've mastered the basics, you can start experimenting with some more challenging crops like peppers, cucumbers, and even melons. Chapter 7. Conclusion and Call to Action. So there you have it. Hydroponic gardening might sound like something out of a science fiction movie, but it's actually a super accessible and rewarding way to grow your own food at home, no matter where you live. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or a complete beginner, I hope this video has inspired you to give hydroponics a try. It's a fun, sustainable, and incredibly rewarding way to connect with nature, even if you don't have a backyard. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried hydroponic gardening? What are you most excited to grow? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel for more awesome science and DIY projects. Outro, thanks for watching, and that's a wrap on hydroponics. I hope you guys enjoyed this one as much as I did. It's amazing to see how something as simple as water and nutrients can create such a thriving garden. Now if you're anything like me, you're probably itching to build something cool after watching this. So, what are you waiting for? Grab some supplies and get growing. And hey, if you end up building your own hydroponic system, be sure to share some pictures with me on social media. I love seeing what you guys create. Until next time, stay curious, keep experimenting, and remember, it's all about the glitter bomb.